Hi guys, welcome to jQuery UE 201, Interactions and Effects. My name is Dan Wellman, and in this course we're going to look at all of the interaction helpers that come with the framework, as well as some of the other utilities and the effects. This is the second jQuery UE course, and if you didn't watch the first course, jQuery UE 101, The Essentials, it might be best to go back and watch that course first. It's not strictly necessary though, especially if you already have some knowledge or experience with the framework. jQuery UE is a framework consisting of a series of widgets, interaction helpers and effects, and utilities. In the previous course we covered the widgets and a couple of the utilities, and like I say, in this course we're going to cover the interaction helpers and effects. The full range of interaction helpers we'll be covering are draggable, droppable, resizable, selectable, and sortable. As we learned in the first course, there is a common API consisting of configurable properties, methods, and events that are exposed by all widgets in the framework. The interaction helpers that will make up the first part of this course also share this common API. As a brief reminder, the common API consists of the disabled configuration option, which is used to disable or enable a widget or component, the create event, which is fired whenever an interaction helper is initialized, and the following methods: destroy, disable, enable, option, and widget. It's worth noting that the configurable options can be set either before the widget is initialized by passing an object containing the option and the value that you'd like to set, or they can be set after initialization using the option method. This method operates in both getter and setter modes depending on the arguments passed to it. Interaction helpers are initialized by calling an initialization method consisting of the interaction helper's name. Other methods, such as those from the common API or those unique to each interaction helper, are called by passing the name of the method we'd like to use as a string and any additional arguments to the initialization method. The framework also gives us several enhancements and tools for creating effects. These are an extension to jQuery's animate method, which allows us to animate between different colors, extensions to jQuery's add class, remove class, and toggle class methods, which allow us to transition smoothly between different CSS classes, 15 unique special effects like bounce, blind, fade, and explode, and methods for applying these effects to elements including show, hide, toggle, and effect. We'll look at each of the interaction helpers in turn in the first part of this course, and we'll then move on to look at some of the fun and useful effects in the latter part of the course. We can also cover some of the tools and utilities that we didn't get a chance to look at in the first course. These include the globalize utility and additional things like JS hint. Before we close this introduction, we can quickly set up our development area. We can create a new root project directory, and we'll call this one jQuery UE interactions. I'm just going to put this on my desktop here. And then inside this we should create some additional folders, so we can create one called CSS. We'll create one called JS. So now that we've set up our working directory, let's grab a copy of the framework itself. So we can do that by visiting the jQuery UE website. And if we just click on the stable button here, that will give us a copy of the latest stable version of the library. So we're currently on version 1.10.2. We'll just wait for that to download. So we'll stick that on the desktop as well. So we want to grab a couple of files out of the archive here, so we can grab the copy of jQuery itself. We'll stick that in our JS folder. And if we go into the themes folder, we want to grab a copy of the default CSS theme, which is in the directory called base. We'll just grab the whole folder and we'll stick that in our CSS directory. And lastly, we want a copy of the framework itself. So if we go into the UE folder and then into minified, we've got all of the the different files that make up the library here. And if we just grab the jQuery UE min file, that will give us the complete framework. And we'll just stick that in our JS folder as well. Okay, so that should be everything that we need at this point. Anything else we need, we can sort out when it's actually relevant. In the next lesson, we'll take a look at the draggable component. Thanks for watching.